Oh no, it's the Muggles news.
Police have arrested 29-year-old The Thunder Bay man will face the charge of first-degree murder in the case of Adrian Richardson. At the beginning of May, the victim was found dead at a home on Hodder Avenue. Detectives have arrested 2 other suspects that are believed to be connected to the case. However, police are still on the search for a 4th. Their picture is up on our website. Canada's inflation rate rose by a whopping 7.7% last month. Brian Perry has more.
Statistics Canada says that's the largest yearly increase in nearly 4 decades. Rising gas prices are behind much of the increase. They're up 48% over the past year. Prices for groceries climbed by nearly 10%, similar to the gain we saw in April. Shelter costs also matched the increase we saw in April, climbing by more than 7%. I'm Brad Perry.
And the price of milk is going up again. The Canadian Dairy Commission has approved the second milk price increase this year, a rare occurrence. Milk prices will go up by close to 2 cents per liter, or 2.5% on September 1st, according to the Commission. The cost of milk already rose once earlier.
Today's
this year by
sponsor
6
is
cents a liter,
VicVqwaayygguh.
back in February. Typically, prices are reviewed and adjusted once a year, but farmers have had increases to their costs north of 45%.
Good supply battery sticks for 510 cartridges for various. Well, it doesn't have to just stay with cannabis, because we know you could get concentrates of various kinds of plant materials using the same technology. So more of this.
It seems like Cineplex is trying to make up for 2 years of lost revenue. A new fee has been added when buying movie tickets online or through the app. The $1.50 is to further invest and evolve their digital infrastructure, according to the company. However, if you're using Scene Points to buy a ticket, it's only $1, but if you're buying them at the theater, then there's no fee at all. The Stanley Cup Final continues in Tampa as the Lightning look to even the series at 2 with the Colorado Avalanche, and the Blue Jays and the White Sox wrapping up their series this afternoon in Chicago. That's your 99.9 The Bay News Break for this hour. If you see news happening, call the Brady's Apple Auto Glass Confidential Hotline at 767 News. You can find us on all your favorite social media platforms and online at 999thebay.ca.
Man, does that smell good. Hey, I'm thinking of looking into some other options for my home insurance. You're with The Standard, right?
Sure am. They're easy to talk to, and they're local.
They're right here in Thunder Bay?
Yeah, and based in Northwestern Ontario for over 125 years.
125, huh? And you like dealing with them?
Oh, this is the Warlock test. If somebody's talking to you voice to skull, maybe they can move your body and they can fuck with you, but this is the ultimate test to tell you if they're a real supernatural person or an electronic devil. Electronic devils cannot move a Kleenex by remote control. Even if they can attack you and make it seem like they can, this is the test, because you can always do this with your breath. Okay, so this is what you do. You find a Kleenex and just... Did you see that? Pull back and get some perspective. So clearly... Well, if you're a human and you're being attacked electronically by remote neural monitoring, Dr. Evil, RLM, or on Star Trek the original series in the episode Mirror Mirror, the Tantalus device. That level of technology is what's being used against me. And we are going through a worldwide process called chemicalization. In the meantime, I am psychically attacked, and right now I got to cover my bag because it feels like I've got, it's this scalar weapon attack against my personal person, and it's also unbelievably computer controlled that it knows everywhere I go, how to constantly monitor where my dick pic is and where everything is. But that's military tracking, and it's pretty much trivial if I'm going to talk to my computer professor, Dr. Professor Marc d'Entremont. Marc d'Entremont, that's how we say it. We never said it French. No, even though it's a French name, French first name, Marc, M-A-R-C, is how he pronounces it in French style, traditional. D'Entremont, D apostrophe A-E, pardon me, D apostrophe E-N-T-R-E and then Mont is all one word together, M-O-N-T, which would be the Entremont, in between mountains, so mountain valleys. So Chamonix, France, perhaps, would be where his traditional French family would have adopted homeland of something that they found spectacularly, a place that they treasure forever. So, in other news, we're just passing on news from Spirit because, and we wanted to give you what the mainstream news is telling us, and it's all like, I don't know, anyways, it's like 2 thumbs down, 99.9 the base, mainstream fucking Debbie Downer news. Well, even, I can't help you out, because they're all owned by the 1%, or people who want to pretend that they're the 1%. Just as long as you're in the pecking order, you're close to the top, then it's better than being below me. Well, it's just a pack of lies. It's Luciferian inversion to develop a fear complex, so you volunteer to capitalize the opportunity to continue the king rat, Illuminati pyramid, Babylonian money magic, the Federal Reserve gets to print money. But if you print money, it's a crime called counterfeiting. The Federal Reserve is owned by the 1%, the 1% richest people. And you were born a slave, Neo, and you watched the year 2000 movie The Matrix, starring, the usual suspects, and then we go and investigate both the blue and the red pill on our own over the last 22 years. And now we're experiencing well, we just witnessed mainstream news, and the difference between me and mainstream news is, well, they'll give you that, and I might refer to it, but I'm going to label it as 3D Matrix news designed to keep you in fear and disempowered and voluntarily surrendering your rights your right to be an individual to the Borg collective that even Jean-Luc Picard was forced to join and somehow eventually was later freed from. But he seemed scarred from it for some time. So he got soul lessons, S-O-U-L lessons. Just hearing about the word enlightenment changes one's soul forever. That quote was first given to me by Trevor Miller of Kitchener, Ontario, Whistler, British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada. What do you call those? Love boats. Cruise ships, love boats. They had a TV show called Love Boat. Well, he was who is the cruise director? Julie McCoy. Trevor Miller was a Julie McCoy on cruise ships. And he was a front desk manager at like a Marriott. I don't know why they would like it. Valley Girl. Could he pass for Valley Girl? Okay, I don't know Los Angeles because I haven't lived there. Where would you consider, in Tom Petty's famous song about Los Angeles, somewhere he says, all the vampires. He actually uses the term. So there's the Crips and the Bloods, and it's red and blue, and I'm not sure which one is which. And then there's another LA gang called the Vampires. and then they play it off in parody in the Lost Boys kind of movies. But Lost Boys is like, well, they get the most, well, in some cases, incredibly, I don't know, eye candy, even when you're officially, you must be straight, Bob. And you must be Rob in those days, or Robbie when you were a little one. And Charlie Brown is your favorite nickname for me, as the total dunce and klutz from, I mean, totally like built-in self-sabotage of Freemason Illuminati child abuse. Just that. Just constant invective of just horrible. So it is Mommy Dearest. That movie portrays as Joan Crawford as being a bad mommy. But, my mom and dad are just as horrible to children as Mommy Dearest is. And it's probably worse because they officially, I don't know, to this day they'll go and deny it and say that I'm an ungrateful. Well, I'm looking at everyone in the mirror and saying, when are we going to get real that you're still a Scrooge? All of you are loaded in money in a capitalist economy, and you want me to still stick around here so you continually can abuse me until I finally drop dead, but I'll never do that. I don't know why, though. It's some spiritual gift that you're given that you can't deny. I'm your higher self that you see through in the eyes of yourself in another. And then you want to crucify that in yourself, so you want to kill me. Because you're Illuminati, you're Luciferian, and you're clinging to an agreement with people who are officially dead in Canadian government register. So your hypnosis, that your responsibility to this psychosis is more important than you keeping your driver's license, Liz. Because Phil finally had his driver's license removed. Because once again he almost ran somebody over when he was driving his Land Rover at 90 miles an hour down to 30 miles an hour backcountry lane. Because if he can't call himself the king because she's officially in a organic marriage and she's the senior and always has to be the senior because, it's ancient. I don't know. So he goes crazy because he's really supposed to be the king. King Philip of Greece is what he's supposed to be, and she's supposed to bow down to him because he's the male, and he must be the warlock because males cannot deny it. Okay, I'm a witch, but if you don't officially say, okay, well, if I call myself a witch all the time, whatever, but under official witch coven rules in Valhalla, Stovall. You're going to speak your spirit name that spirit gives to you in that now moment, and it might even change from earlier times. Because if I was gifted with by muscle testing, Slytherin was the house in Hogwarts I was assigned to. But if we muscle test now, we're going to go and see if I've been assigned to a new house. So let's see. So we're going to use muscle testing. And here we go. Okay, it's thumb and finger method. Here we go. I've done it a long time before and I demonstrated it, so I'm not going to do it. You go back, way the fuck back and figure it out with your advanced computers. Okay, we have permission. Okay. We have connection to the Slytherin. No. Close that off. No. See, that's just all their implants that they won't remove. So we got to just clean that up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, everybody, it's 420. So, smoke them if you got them. If you don't have them, then you better get some, or go find some place where you can go and have either, preferably, if you really can't find this, then I demand that you buy tobacco cigarettes because they're freely available. But it's going to cost you a pretty penny, $26 maybe for a package if you live in northern Canada. I'll triple it, 4 times that if you're really far north. Otherwise, in Toronto or Thunder Bay, $45 for the cartridge, loaded with a gram of concentrated cannabis product. And the battery stick, one time I got one for free, but it didn't work it didn't work properly. So they were getting rid of it because it was garbage. So somebody made garbage and put it out as something that we should. So 2 thumbs down on the one that we had to get 3. And these ones, well, that's what we have, and that's what the end is. And this is the battery end of it. Anyways, okay, so we're just taking a break so that we can clear the air here. Okay, so can we see this? Okay, this is my shirt that I wear quite a bit. I got this at Value Village, and Rumpelstiltskin made me buy this. They were already there on the rack, and Rumpelstiltskin, it was right there, in the 13th floor movie of me, remote neural monitoring a human pretending to be a mythical character, Rumpelstiltskin, and enforcing his will using high-powered mind meld techniques shown in Star Trek, possibly aided by Kaczynski, who still believes that some third-party physical structure called a computer can assist the traveler who doesn't need Kaczynski's all. But it's comic relief when you finally relieve yourself when you're playing Kaczynski, and then you can I don't know what to see what's going to happen. So anyways, this t-shirt came from Value Village in Thunder Bay, and Rumpelstiltskin was telling Bob what had to be done, and Bob bought it. And anyways, it's still with us, and it's the peace symbol. This thing is the peace symbol officially of, let's say, 1969, Summer of Love in Woodstock concert, and in San Francisco, and at Centennial Park in Thunder Bay. Let's say that year, let's go with 1972. And on the radio, it would be Paul McCartney. I'm not sure if it was Paul McCartney in Wings. Let 'Em In. And What the Man Says is a song that's related to Sandstone Lake Church Camp Getchagumi, because, in those years, and that was just a really favorite place of mine to go for summer camp, because it's like, I don't know, it's paradise. Camp Getchagumi, you can maybe go look it up, because there's probably a website somewhere. And then if you can't find that thing, then let me know what you find underneath in the comments section, so that other people can go and follow links and have the intention of finding the chain of links on the interwebs that are called the Wanderling. WANDERLING. Now this is a master, so don't go around with killing intent, stalking this one. But you want to stalk the website, not the person. The person is the creator, and he doesn't want to be hassled at all, because he wants to be free to create. But also be aware that that man may also be looking at you as doing a crazy Ivan in the hunt for Red October.